Hello, my friends. All right, cold again. So we're using the old camera. Some quick announcements. The first one's actually a request. And this is kind of a request to, I know we have some gamers out there. Our computer is dying. It's running very, very slowly. And I know sometimes, especially if you like gaming, you're upgrading computers and maybe you have an old laptop that's sitting around and it actually costs money to get rid of it. We're looking for a donated laptop to the school. It can be an older, like, gaming computer, because that would be way more powerful than anything we have or could probably buy for what we'd budget for it. So if you have an old gaming PC laptop that you want to get rid of, if you got in touch with us, I would love to talk with you about, we could even pay shipping or something, but that would make a huge difference.
And you could sleep well every night knowing you are saving us hours of time waiting for our computer to do what it needs to do.
It's so bad right now, like editing our podcasts and stuff on Audacity. We sit there and this is time to meditate.
Meditation practice, that's what I was going to say. That's why we're so peaceful, because we have old technology.
Okay, that was the first thing. The second thing is thank you to all of you who have left reviews on the podcast. Incredible reviews. They just fill us up. And thank you. It's been a real gift. If you haven't checked out that podcast, check it out. Number 3, sugar update. Some of you have been sending in your sugar update. Thank you for sending yours in. Our family has been doing really good with Helen. We are tasting the sweet in a lot of things that we haven't tasted before, and it's expanded our diet to try new recipes. We've started to enjoy fried plantain, which we haven't had before. So share how it's been going for you, what your experience has been. If you started when we first launched that video, you probably are past all the cravings. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's really fun to hear from you. And I just want to encourage you to keep going. Honestly, for me, like week 2-ish, that was the hardest time. The first week I was like, I got this, no problem. And then I got into like 10, 12, 14 days. I thought, this is crazy. But now we're almost up to a month. I'm not hungry for sugar in the same way.
Feels
I
awesome.
can enjoy something that's sweet, but it isn't that same, give that to me, how am I going to live without it? It's more like, this is also a flavor, and I enjoy this as much as I enjoy the others.
Now, one of our upcoming podcasts is going to be talking about pooping when you poop. And what we mean by that. Yeah.
Oh, he comes up with the titles, I think. That should be the name. Right.
And the concept here is that if you've been doing any kind of spiritual exploration, you have heard this thought that if we can be where we are, be present in this moment, there's this huge transformation that happens in our life. It's maybe one of the secrets to life. Sometimes when we're hearing those spiritual ideas over and over, we can start be thinking, I've heard that. I'm trying to be in the now.
Right.
And no longer realize how important it is.
Well, there's a big difference. I get in this mind frame all the time where you know it, and if you know it and your thinking brain or / your ego is like, yeah, we know that, then it's almost as though it goes in this little closet of things you know, but you don't have to do anymore, right?
There are so many opportunities in our daily life. Doing dishes, any kind of chores that you do, answering emails, going poop, when it's very easy to do those things and to be distracted. Maybe there's good distractions like listening to our podcast while you're washing the dishes.
Sure, that one's approved. Wait a second.
But
here.
nothing else.
Right.
But it's so easy in our culture to layer on that distraction. And there honestly is a huge gem of awesomeness waiting for us if, when we're doing the dishes, we start to do the dishes. And that gem is this, that learning to be in the present moment is a skill we have to develop. Our culture is actively distracting us out of that skill and teaching us to be in la la land in our heads. When we are present moment, we are in life. If I'm here talking with Rebecca and, I kind of have a thing for her and stuff, but if I'm off distracted and I'm thinking, yeah, what am I going to do with the students tomorrow and blah, 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 I'm not even present for this experience of being with her.
You might as well be texting on your cell phone.
Right.
Well, seriously, when you don't give someone your full attention and you're talking, it is the same as though you're reading a book, texting, checking your Facebook page. Right? We want somebody, when we talk, to listen to us. So why not do that same in return? I feel like I've seen, at least from my personal perspective, students out here, our forest monks that come out here, they are removed from a lot of the world's distractions. And that at first they're bored, right?
Yep.
And we talk about the boredom as being a gift into a place where you can then be present with what you're doing. And it's amazing to see the shift that they go through over and over again, where suddenly they are right there. They are chopping their onion to cook in their skillet over their fire. They're gathering their firewood. Whatever they're doing, they get to be right there.
The deep presence that kind of just happens when you're living in nature. When you're cooking, you're there with the cooking. When you're talking with people, pooping, we hear how wonderful pooping is out in the woods.
Squatting especially, right?
Yeah. Just walking through the woods. Learning to be here and present removes us from this endless quest that our culture puts upon us, which is that you are going to be happy when you get to
XYZ.
something, right? Yeah.
Our hands are going like this, way over here, not right now, but right now is the only place we ever are. So if we could poop when we're pooping, we could wash dishes when we're doing the dishes, and we could talk to someone when we're talking to them, even if it isn't all the time. Even if we start to cultivate that, we will see the gem in it.
There might be a list of things that we feel we need to get done, and at the end of that list we can stop and we can be there.
I am a list maker.
But every item on that list is a thing within which you can be present right then. And if you don't develop that ability to be present with each thing on that list, when you get to the end of the list, we will not be present then either.
It's like the only Zen on the mountaintop is the Zen you bring to it. Well, I'm paraphrasing there. But really, there isn't anything special any place in the world unless you bring it. So cultivate it within you. I feel that I see this sometimes when anybody's doing anything in the creative flow. Right? Is it like wu wei you call it, or in the zone? When a tennis player is rocking, they are present with what they're doing. They aren't thinking about how should I do it, what should I do it. They are simply moving with the ball, the other player, their racket, everything.
You see it in artists all the time.
Yes, absolutely. There's that beautiful flowing of life and us with it. And that is like, that's the Zen Jedi Master top of the Sunday, I guess.
It's going to take a little bit of discipline to do this, but the payoff is so huge. The next time you sit down to go poop, see if you can not pick up a book, not get your mind thinking about something else. Be present for that experience. When you sit down to eat a meal, say, I'm going to be present for this experience. I'm not going to be reading a magazine or texting.
Or watching television.
Yep. Now these are the externals, but there's also what's going on here. That's where it takes some discipline to start implementing this into your life.
I think just noticing, when you bring awareness to it, set forth in your heart that you want to do this, and then start noticing. Of course, we're going to fall off the bandwagon all the time.
No problem.
We still do. Nobody is perfect. We're human beings. But just the fact that you want to, and you're going to try, and you're going to notice, will bring you along. It will start leading you on that journey of cultivating this very precious skill.
Try this out. It is an amazing, amazing thing that can happen in your life. When you develop this skill to be present, then suddenly your whole life, you're there for it. Except the times when you fall off the wagon. But
or when you're listening to our podcast. Well, maybe they're still you can be present listening to our podcast.
Yes. You can be present watching a movie.
Right.
You can be present doing a lot of the things that are distractions.
That's important to realize that our distractions aren't bad things in and of themselves. It's only when they take us out of knowing where we are at that current moment in time.
Yeah, somebody was talking to me the other day about they were sitting down with their family to watch a movie and everybody was texting. Make that movie. If you're going to watch a movie, make some popcorn and sit down together and snuggle up. Watch that movie, be present for it. After the movie, maybe talk about it. This is the kind of stuff that life is made of.
Let us know what your experiences are, how this works for you, how you find yourself better able to do what you're doing while you're doing it.
Can't wait to hear from you in the comments. Love to you all. Thank you for being part of what we do.